Hi, I'm Tara the Foodie, and I take the mystery out of cooking for you. In today's episode, I'm going to turn this big bowl of spinach into a spinach casserole. Let's get started. The first thing we want to do is wilt all of this spinach. We're going to start by turning on our pan to like a medium heat, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of, it could be light olive oil or extra virgin olive oil to the pan. 1, 2. And then just take your spinach and add it in batches. It wilts pretty quick, so you can put in a couple of handfuls of spinach at a time and let it just kind of, I'm gonna put 3 big handfuls in, kind of fill up whatever pan you're using. You use a pot, whatever, because really you're just kind of moving around the spinach so that it all kind of touches the heat. And then once it starts to wilt down, you just add more and more until all of your spinach is wilted down. I've wilted down 18 ounces of fresh spinach, and this is what we are left with. I would say this is probably the amount of spinach that you get if you buy it frozen. That's kind of what it looks like to me. I'm going to take just a glass dish, and I'm going to transfer this into the dish. You want all the juices and everything to come in to the dish. You want all of that flavor. So we will set this aside and move on to the next step. So in the same pan that we just cooked the spinach in, we're going to go ahead and turn the heat back on to medium. And we're going to add 3 tablespoons of butter to the pan. Waiting on the butter to melt.
Is that your butter dance? Is the butter dance?
Yeah. Waiting on the butter to melt. What we are about to do is make a roux so that we can eventually make a creamy cheese sauce. It is melted. So now we are going to switch to our whisk, and we are going to sprinkle in 3 tablespoons of flour and stir that so that it incorporates with the butter. What we're doing is cooking the raw flavor of the flour out of the flour right now. So you want to just kind of stir it until you don't really see the lumps anymore. While that's kind of bubbling, you kind of see it bubbling. We want to put it medium-low. You don't want to burn this. We have 3 cloves of garlic, and you can mince them if you don't have a garlic press, but I do and I love it. So I am going to use my garlic press and press it right into the pan. If you want one of your own, I have it linked on my website under Shop My Favorite Things at tarathefoodie.com. Oh yeah. There's 1. Just keep going with it. 2. And 3. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Does anybody remember that? Now you know how old I am. So it's starting to brown. So we want to grab our whisk again before it gets any browner. And we are going to begin to whisk in our milk. So we're going to slowly add this milk as we whisk, 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 whisk. As you can see, it thickens pretty quick. Keep your whisk going the whole time as you add the milk to the different spots in your pan so you can incorporate this butter flour mixture. And this is what's going to thicken your sauce. It smells so damn good right now. Very garlicky, buttery, so good. Now I'm going to add a ½ teaspoon of salt to the pan. And we're going to add some black pepper, a ¼ teaspoon, or just eyeball it. Did you want some pepper? We're going to keep whisking for the next few minutes, keeping it over your medium heat, and it is going to begin to thicken. I can already feel that it's thickening. If you want to come in here and take a look, you can kind of see that it is leaving a bit of a trail as I move my whisk around. It's thickening up. So I'm going to put this down to low now because I don't want this to cook too fast. because it's thickening pretty quickly. Now we want to grab our 3 cheeses, our cream cheese, which is 2 ounces of cream cheese, our 1.5 cups of shredded Gruyere cheese. You try saying Gruyere, okay?
Gruyere.
Okay. Gruyere.
Gruyere.
And 1/3 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. So let's take this over to the stove. We're going to add our cream cheese first. Whisk that baby in. Let that completely melt into this sauce. So that's going to start to make it just glorious. This is going to make this a delicious, cheesy, creamy spinach casserole. I mean, when you think about holiday meals, you know, for our holiday meal, if, by the way, if you're wondering what the hell's under here, this is our ham. Just, we grabbed a spiral sliced ham. We followed the directions, put it in the oven, glazed it with the packet it came with it. It's delicious. That's what we're going to serve with our spinach casserole for our Easter dinner. That's an idea for you if you want to kind of take the easy route on the meat portion and then focus more on the delicious sides. So our cream cheese is melted in. Now we're going to add our Gruyere cheese. So I'm not going to add it all at once. I'm going to add it in little portions so that I can make sure that it's evenly melted into the sauce. So we're going to add about 1/3 of it and stir that in. And you want to wait until your first batch of Gruyere cheese is totally melted in before you add your second handful. Okay, I'm gonna add my second handful. Whoa, maybe get some of it in the pan. Oh yeah, it's just getting cheesier and cheesier, everybody.
That melts quick.
Yeah, and this is on totally low heat. So you don't need, at this point, you don't want hardly any more heat, just as low as it can go. Plus there's a little heat coming up from the oven. I have my oven preheated to 350, so you want to go ahead and do that as well if you haven't yet. And then I'm going to add the rest of my Gruyere cheese. And by the way, this is smoked Gruyere cheese. I suggest getting that if you can find it, because damn it, it's good. And it'll just give that extra layer of flavor. And I'm also going to add the 1/3 cup of Parmesan to give it a little nuttiness and a little saltiness. And then stir that in. Where did my side? Did you take my spoons and my whisk, babe?
Cleaned up.
This is classic. He does this. I will not be able to find my utensils, and then he already cleaned it.
Cleaned up.
Okay. At this point, I don't think I need a whisk anymore, so I'm going to get my spoon out of the sink. Okay. So grab your spoon, and you want to add all of your wilted spinach to this cheese sauce. And that includes any juices that are in your bowl as well. You want all of that goodness in there. So take a 1/2 cup, so a half of your French fried onions, and add those to the pan as well.
Half of a cup?
A half cup.
Half of a half cup?
A 1/2 cup.
A 1/4 cup?
I think it's about half.
Half of a half a cup?
Yeah. And then
Okay.
stir to combine. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. It should be illegal. Come on. Can this taste bad? Is there any possible way that this could taste bad? No. The answer is no, by the way. The answer is no. Oh. It smells, it's smoky because we're using the smoked Gruyere. So again, get that. I'm telling you what, get that. Ooh,
Get that.
it's giving me tingles. I like cheese, everyone. Okay. This is well incorporated. Yeah, smell that, baby.
Oh my gosh.
I know. All right, so this is incorporated. We'll turn our heat off now. We don't need that. So everything is incorporated in this pan. We're going to take this over to the counter and put this casserole together. So I'm going to spoon this amazing mixture into this dish. Just kind of let it fall out mostly. Get rid of some of this weight. Oh, yeah. There, that was, now I can hold it with one hand. And of course, we need to switch over to spatch and get every single bit of this cheese sauce out of here. Good Lord. Every single bit of it.
Get on that, Spatch.
And if you get it all out, Spatch, I'll give you a good lick.
Oh, boy.
And we'll just evenly mix this, or kind of mix that cheese in there and make sure it's just sort of evenly placed in your glass dish. Good job, Spatch.
Well done.
The final step, we are going to mix the panko breadcrumbs and the rest of our French fried onions. So I'm going to pour these in with the French fried onions so I can kind of mix them together with my fingers. And this is going to be the topping to our casserole. Oh, we've begun to put it on top already. And then just sprinkle it on top. And now we are ready to put this in the oven. Again, we have it at 350 degrees, and we're going to put this in for about 30 minutes or until it's bubbly and the top is golden brown. It's time to take it out of the oven. It's been 30 minutes, so let's take a look. Oh, we see bubbling and a nice golden brown top. This is exactly when you want to go ahead and take it out of the oven. Oh, baby. So I'm just going to set it down here, and you have to let it cool for about 10 to 15 minutes because right now it's going to be kind of loose, way too hot to eat anyway. Let it solidify a little bit, and then we will take a taste. All right, it's been cooling for probably about 15 minutes or so. It is time to taste. Now that it's cooled off for about 15 minutes, here we have the finished product, a spinach casserole. It is cheesy, garlicky, it was bubbling. It's topped with panko breadcrumbs and French fried onions. And you might notice on the top here as well, I have some lemon zest to top it off with. So when it's cooled, you want to go ahead and sprinkle on some lemon zest right before you go to serve. And oh, that's just adding to the smell right now. And now it's time to taste. All right, so I'm just going to use a spoon. Basically, I've got a plate here of some of the spiral sliced ham that we baked a little earlier. Nice piece of crusty bread. And I'm going to top this dinner off with a scoop of this casserole. So as I would serve it during our dinner, I'm just going to get a portion here and spoon it out. Nice and creamy with the crispy topping. And here's our finished Easter dinner. It's nothing fancy, but it's going to be delicious. It looks so creamy with the breadcrumbs and the French fried onions on top. It's gonna be so good. And I know what I'm gonna do already. Like first I'm gonna just taste a little bit and then I'm gonna make a sandwich with this on it, because yeah. This is such a perfect side dish. So it's creamy. You get tons of spinach in every bite. And then you've got the cheesy flavor, but it's not overpowering or it doesn't feel heavy. And then you've got the crunchy topping. It is delicious. And a little bit of the lemon zest on top just brightens everything up. Now here's what you do with it. Okay, come down here with me. We're going to take this piece of bread and we're going to put a lot of this on it. Kinds of it on it. And we're going to top this piece of bread with this gorgeousness. That's right. Stay with me. And we're going to take a piece of ham. Just tear it apart with your hands. Put it on top. Yeah, Bon appetit. Oh yeah, this is where it's at. Yeah, this is awesome. You guys have to make this. If you get invited to an Easter dinner, bring this as the side dish. It doesn't have to be for Easter dinner either. This is just good on the side of any dinner you make, or if you're invited to a potluck, this would be perfect to bring. I hope that you have an amazing Easter this year. I hope that you try and make this. And if you do, let me know. Send me a picture, send me a message that you made it. I want to know how it worked out for you. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button below if you would. Hit the like button and share my videos with your family and friends. I'm Tara the Foodie, taking the mystery out of cooking for you, and I will see you next time.